So it would be one 45-minute or one 2-hour discussion, 1 hour with these candidates. So you would actually limit the overall discussion of climate change, but it would be with all of them together.
I think if I understand, Jim, what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you're saying that when one candidate is...
The sunrise movement's outside and the DNC's not letting them in the room.
I'd like us to have 600 people in there.
Right, so they're literally not letting the public into the DNC meeting, and it's supposed to be open to the public. That's what's going on.
Have they opened the door? They said that they were going to open the doors for everybody. Have they opened the door?
Hold on.
We don't have any control once the room reaches capacity.
That's not true. It's open to the public. Come on, guys.
Okay, so you
So this is not a capacity.
Be a little bit more respectful. Come on, this is for someone who wants to be supported.
For you to be approved if you're preventing the meeting from continuing.
Let me check. Is everyone coming in? Are the doors open? Is everyone in? Open the door! Okay.
I'm going to go back to what we were discussing. What Jim is, I'm going to have to ask you to be removed if you are trying to stop the meeting. Are you a member of the committee? of the Resolutions Committee? Of the Resolutions Committee. I'm sorry, we can't have this.
Mr. Chair, I apologize for speaking out of order, but it's to my knowledge that the staff has been told to let folks in, and so if everyone will just, so we can continue with our meeting, we are letting folks in. So we're trying to fix it, but we cannot fix it. Pardon me, we cannot fix it with the animosity and the distraction at the front of the room. So we are letting people in. We're going to do so in an orderly manner. I know the chairwoman would like to get back to the meeting. I know we have pressing matters. So please, ladies and gentlemen, we are letting folks in, okay? Thank you.
I know. That's none of the rules. The rules of the DNC.
Thank you,
So what Jim's language would do, Charlie, the vote was 8 for, 17 against. Thank you. Resolution number 6, which is also about the resolution calling on the DNC to hold a...
We are afraid for our lives. We need a class today because we need a just position. We need a class today because we need courageous leaders. This is what we want. This is what we're asking for.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Storm surging, fire burn, but you don't hear the call. Fossil fuels are hating you, there's way on you at all. There's way on you at all. There's way on you at all. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Say Harlan County, there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or vote for J.S. Blair. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Storm surging, fires burn, but you don't hear the call. 'Cause fossil fuels are hating you, there's way on you at all. There's way on you at all. There's way on you at all. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? It's in Harlan County, there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or vote for J.S. Blair. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Storms surging, fires burn, but you don't hear the call. 'Cause fossil fuels are paying you, there's way on you at all. There's way on you at all. There's way on you at all. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? There's way on you at all. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on?
Emergency, and you need to act like it if you're going to run this country and this party.
I want to thank all of you. My name's Casey Hansen. I'm chair of the Democratic Party in Oregon, and I'm a newbie in it. But I am with you. Podolski's resolution, and we are standing strong. There are people in here that are listening to you, and I will keep listening to you. You are the dying future, and we owe it to you to listen to you. We owe it to you to do everything we can and what we have left of our lives to make your lives better for your kids, your grandkids, and their kids, and their grandkids. I am not going to stop. Bless you by any God that you have, or even if you're agnostic. I am. But by God, you're doing the work of angels. Stay strong. Amen. You have friends in there. And I'm going to go back in, and we're going to go for a floor vote on that resolution.
We just saw the leaders of our party with access to the biggest microphone in the presidential primary debates dither about the rules when all of us standing here know that this is a terribly frightening existential crisis that demands a different course of action. And if we play by the old rules, we are going to suffer terribly. That's why we left. However, our friends who put forward the resolution that was just voted down have asked if some of us will come back for Resolution 30 to show our support. They vote in order. We have a little bit of time to decide what we think about this. But if you're interested in going back into that room and showing support for a different resolution, which is not a full-throated, this is a crisis, we need a climate debate resolution, but does achieve some of our aims, that is an option, and we'll probably huddle up and decide if that's something we want to go back into the room and show our support for. But another thing that they said to us is that this fight is not over. This vote was whether the resolutions committee would recommend to the general body that they vote on this resolution. But the general body is its own body, and it can absolutely introduce this on the floor on Saturday and vote for it. We believe that if we continue to keep up the pressure, and they continue to get 300 calls a day in every single office, and they continue to see how seriously we take this, and now we are acting in good faith, and we want to win this election as badly as anybody else. And they will bring this resolution to the floor, and we will win a climate debate on Saturday. So, for now, friends, we will disperse.
Yeah. Hey guys, can I just come chat with you for a second? I just want to let you know that I am a DNC member fighting for exactly what you're fighting for. And so, we're not giving up. We haven't been giving up. We've been elected in here. And we're staying the course. I trust whatever you guys, decide at the end of the day, whether you support 30 or not. But there are people.
That's the first thing. And the second thing is by creating this council, this is a platform to bring resolutions again and again on issues that relate. And I want you to know, I'm from Alaska, and I get up in the morning and want to cry. All the trees are dead at my cabin because the summer was so hot. Alaska's glaciers are melting 100 times faster than they had modeled. So there are people you have in that room that are listening, and so we're creating a structure that you can communicate with.
That's what the council is all about. So please participate in the council. We're having a meeting down here in Francesca.
Yes.
And it will be brought up on the floor on Saturday, and we will have a vote.
Okay, I'm here with Emerson, who is one of the climate protesters that disrupted the resolutions committee. Emerson, can you tell me what you saw going on in there?
Yeah, so the resolutions committee of the DNC is meeting right now to vote on resolutions. We came prepared to show our support for a resolution that they just voted against. It was Podolski resolution for a climate debate. We showed up with hundreds of young people in this fight for a climate debate so that we know we can choose the right presidential candidate who has our futures at heart and will stand for us and our communities instead of corporate profit or their personal interests. So what we came here to do as a group today was to show that the DNC, this small resolutions committee, that we really wanted them to vote yes and push this forward to the general body, but it's not over. The general body will still vote on this on Saturday, and we're going to keep the pressure on over the next 48 hours so that we have the best chance of getting a climate debate as soon as possible.
So your position on this is that climate change is an existential threat, right?
Definitely. Climate change is the most widespread and urgent and existential threat that mankind has ever dealt with, and we need unprecedented action. The IPCC, the worldwide authority of top climate scientists, says we have less than 11 years to get a hold of the situation before we definitely can't fix it. And so
let me ask you: we've got news stories this week about the Amazon is burning. We've had news stories last week about the record temperatures in July. We had news stories before that the boreal forests in Canada and Russia, Siberia, are burning. Why do you think this committee was not going to pass that resolution with all the evidence we've seen pouring in?
Yeah, it is clear. Thank you for pointing that out. It's clear. The science is clear. The issue is clear. We need to take action on climate change. I think there are a handful of reasons that this committee of 15, 20 or so, a handful of members are not in alignment with this. There is a lot of procedural talk. There's other resolutions that have to do with forums and town halls. A lot of times we watch the party fumble over itself in semantics and process. But at the same time, we know that there are some big, powerful industries that have a vested interest in there not being a climate debate and delaying action on climate. And so I think it has to do with the interests of some of those members, the confusion and red tape involved in these decisions, as well as the DNC leadership, specifically Tom Perez, building a coalition to squash this campaign for a climate debate.
So a lot of the people on there are parents on that committee. A lot of the people I saw raising hands to vote down the resolution are parents. Do you think they don't understand the issue, or do you think they just don't care?
It's a good question. From what I heard from the members who did vote down the resolution and have concerns about this, this is where the steeped in red tape and process comes in. They themselves are publicly saying that they believe climate change is an existential threat. I think this is a disagreement on process and how to achieve our goals in the shortest timeline possible to address the climate properly. And so I think that the members that have children are concerned for their children and their grandchildren's futures. I think they do want us to take action on climate change. I just think they're wrong in terms of how they're hampering the momentum around making this happen as soon as possible because time is of the essence.
Right. So what do you say to those people who are in there? Some of them were industry lobbyists raising issues about, well, if we're having a debate on climate, why aren't we having a debate on guns? Why aren't we having a debate on voting rights? What's your response to that reason?
The number one pushback I've heard from the DNC and opponents of this resolution is that it either opens the door to future requests to address concerns, which I say go for it, open that door, let us have these discussions, let us evolve as a party, let us evolve as leaders and learn how to listen to our constituents real time and respond in a proper way. So I would say that the fact that what really grounds me in this is that the fact that climate change touches just about everything. So immigration, healthcare, you mentioned gun control.
Right.
All of these issues are interrelated in climate with the climate crisis, and so that's why we're pushing so hard for this specific resolution. But that doesn't mean we don't want in-depth discussions about everything else that people are concerned about. We just think that this needs to happen now, and the party is not handling it properly.
Okay, one more question. Do you think this climate debate is ever going to happen?
I believe that we will have a climate debate. We have 2 more days to find out whether it will be a DNC sanctioned debate. We also have the rest of today to figure out what resolutions are on the table in terms of tweaking the rules so that candidates aren't being barred from future debates for participating in other debates that aren't sanctioned by the DNC. I believe that we will achieve some form of televised debate, but it remains to be seen how and when.
All right. Thank you so much.
Tell me about shutting. You just shut down the DNC meeting. I think really the one person fighting in there for you was Dr. Zogby. How do you feel about how that went just now? I think you kind of knew going in that it was probably going to be defeated, but you guys put up a good fight, and it was amazing to watch that.
Thank you.
So you're going to take it to the floor for a vote on Saturday, right?
That's our hope.
How do you feel about that?
I think I can speak for all of us in saying that we're disappointed that Resolution 5 didn't pass. We were really hoping that the DNC Resolutions Committee would take strong action to encode a climate debate into the party policy. So, yeah, I would say we're disappointed that it didn't pass, but we're hopeful. There were several committee members who came out and spoke with us and explicitly showed their support with us and shared their intention to take it to a full floor vote on Saturday. So our hope is that this isn't over. There are people that care. We're all on the same page, and I hope we can come together around a climate debate.
And specifically, I was a little bit surprised to hear some of these folks bringing up multiple other issues as if we can't care about climate change and these other issues. It's as if caring about these other issues means they can't act on climate change. And I think that's a very disingenuous argument. They were bringing up Trump. They were bringing voters, things like this. Did you feel that was rather disingenuous as well, or?
I can see where they're coming from. I mean, climate change is an incredibly intersectional issue. It affects all demographics in America and everywhere else. It affects our infrastructure. It affects our healthcare. It affects gun violence. It's been linked to higher rates of violence, hot weather.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. So, and I agree with you on that. So why would they say these other issues make it impossible for them to have a climate change debate? That's what I wasn't following the logic on that.
Well, it seems that they're trying to bring together their constituency, and they're trying to really.
And if their constituency is so, because some of these folks are lobbyists, so that's the big cash cow elephant in the middle of the room, right? And it was pretty apparent to me who those folks were. Is there a way to get around the big money in the room? As long as the DNC continues to place these people in positions of power, how do you fight that?
It's hard, I can only hope that people power will show the DNC Resolutions Committee and the DNC at large how important this is, that a huge portion of their constituency cares about climate change, that 64% of registered Democrats have stated their support for climate debate. Okay. So, and that's also, it's every serious Democratic candidate, including Biden and Sanders and Warren, have all stated that they would like to have climate debate. So,
except we have Simone in here basically arguing against it today. What do you make of that? And Biden's not coming this week.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Biden is playing a different game, I think. But I mean, there are a lot of members who support the climate debate. I think hopefully there's a way that we can find a common ground. Balancing these concerns about other issues, balancing the concerns of the process, but elevating this issue. There were so many people who spoke today about climate change as an issue that in some ways encompasses all these other things.
No, great. No, I'm with you on this. I think that this should be first and foremost, because let me tell you right now, we don't fix the climate, none of these other issues are going to matter.
That's true.
This is literally the biggest geopolitical problem we face, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And I am sick and tired of no movement from the party that's supposed to be fighting for these things. And this isn't the first time I've been in a DNC meeting and seen this happen. I've seen it happen repeatedly, actually. And Dr. Zogby is one of the few folks that really keeps going to the mat. So God bless him. We're lucky to have him. Anyway, so I'll be there with you guys on Saturday for that floor vote. What do you think is going to happen? You think it's got a chance, or is this just keep fighting?
I think it has a chance.
Okay.
You know, I'm an optimist. I think we made a strong showing today, and we showed.
Yeah, no, you guys were great.
That this matters.
So they did initially let you in. I was there in the front of the room, and the room was not full. And these meetings are supposed to be open to the public. And when I came in and checked in and got my press badge, they were turning away the public. They were saying we've given out all, and I was like, that's some bullshit wonky right there. That's all I'm going to say on that. But I thought it was great that you folks made such a stink out here that they had no choice but to let you in. And I think also part of that was you do have a bunch of journalists here live streaming, so they sort of realized the public perception on that keeping you guys outside was really not a good move.
Absolutely. And many of us were in there. You know,
you were one of the lucky ones.
I got a badge. I was sitting in there. I came here early.
Oh, right on. You came here early to get one. Okay.
But there were a lot of people who were out here, and
yeah,
there were, I know, several grandmothers who were here with the group 1,000 grandmothers, and they wanted to go pay a parking ticket, and they couldn't get back in.
And that's what she had said. That's right. I went to go pay a ticket, and you're not letting me back. That's right. I did hear one of them say that.
Yeah. So I think it was disappointing to see that the DNC, which this should really be a public forum.